Thank you very much, my brother. My name still remains the same, Akin Oladipo Agbe, the National President of Civil Rights Liberty Organization, a member of Amnesty International. Yes, in our previous discussion, we were talking about police brutality. Yes, we are making a point on SARS. Yes. Okay, yeah. What really happened is that what we are saying in the essence is that we are not saying that police should not do their duty. Their primary objectives of their functions is for them to protect lives and property and to make sure there's law and order in the country. And that should be their interest. But what we are saying in essence is that we want a situation where our police officers can be of assistance to the public, not to torture people, not to mislead people, not to punish them unjustly, and not to brutalize them. So that is our focus. We are talking about SARS. The full meaning of SARS is what is termed to be Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Anti-Robbery Squad. Anti-Robbery Squad supposed to handle the capital offenses. Capital offenses like kidnapping, robbery, and other cases that are not much of misdemeanor. But in a situation where the police has deviated from attending to such matters, that means he has violated the rights of that individual. Brutality, as we have said before, is in so many forms. It's in so many forms. If, as a police officer, you torture anyone, or maybe in your investigation, you are too harsh on that person that you are asking questions from him, you are already brutalizing him. And definitely, since we have waged war against police brutality, we don't want any police officer to brutalize anyone. There are standards of conduct and attributes of a police officer. A police officer must conduct himself in a manner that befits the Nigerian police. They are not thugs, and they are not expected to behave like one. In order to live up to the public trust, the Nigerian police must adhere to a standard of professional conduct and demonstrate professionalism and integrity in the discharge of their responsibility. A police officers are required to have a thorough understanding and knowledge of the laws, police orders and instructions to develop the following attributes. We have advised the police authority on several occasions that any police officer that want to be recruited at least should have a diploma in law, should have knowledge in law. If any of our police officer was opportune to have knowledge in law, all this brutality will not be in place, because as a police officer, without brutalizing any person, you can get the fact from the defendant, not until you torture him, not until you threaten him, because we have discovered that so many police officers will even tell the defendant that I'm going to jail you. Police officers are not to sit on the bench to determine who is guilty or not. It is not your duty. You don't have the right to threaten anybody. You are a law enforcement agent. You are to maintain law and order. And the police officer who is handling such a matter must be a decent officer with a decent investigation, not to harass anybody. You don't have any right to harass anybody. Efficiency and thoroughness through meticulous attention to detail in the performance of his duties. Courtesy, forbearance and helpfulness in his dealings with members of the public. Fact, patience and tolerance and the control of his temper in trying situations. Integrity in refusing to allow religious, racial, ethnic, political, or personal feelings or other considerations to influence him in the execution of his duties. These are the things we've been asking them to practice, because they are the eyes of Nigeria. They are the ones who are to maintain law and order. It is their duty to protect lives and properties. And if in a situation where other countries are seeing the type of police we have in our country, that they are only threatening and also brutalizing people, they will not have confidence in our police. And this is why we are saying we want a decent environment for our people. Sir, are you saying the duties of the police and the SARS? Yes, I've said it before. The SARS, the federal SARS, they are mainly for capital offenses. The capital offenses, I've mentioned it before, they are mainly for armed robbery. If there's any robbery going on anywhere, it is their duty. It is not the duty of the SARS to go on the street and entertain or maybe conduct themselves in a manner that they will now be saying stop and search. It is not their duty. They are not meant for that. They are operational officers, and any operational officers are always at alert to attend to a distress call, except if there's a distress call that yes, something happened within that vicinity, then such checking can take place. But without that, SARS have no right to go on the street and start checking vehicles in the name of stop and search. 2, in a situation where people are claiming that somebody is owing in a civil matter generally, like landlord and tenant matters, land matter, debt issues, debt like owing money, it is not the duty of the police. Husband and wife, it is not the duty of the SARS to attend to. We have sections that can deal with all those ones. And even generally, police have no right to intervene into any civil matters. The civil matters that the police cannot intervene mostly are landlord matters, debt, land issues, and some other civil matters. But criminal matters, police has the right to investigate a criminal matter. And after that investigation, they will not take the matter to court. They are not to determine who is guilty or not. It is not their duty. Any police officer who says, I will jail you, I will do this, it amounts to threatening, and it amounts to violations of fundamental right of that particular person. Yes, sir. Yeah, you have the right to petition any police officer. You have the right to petition police officer. A police officer is recruited as you are employed. A police officer is recruited as you are also employed. So they can be sacked. A police officer that's found wanting can be sacked by the authority. So definitely, if any police officer is found wanting, he can as well be sacked. Except if you refuse to complain. For instance, if a police officer is demanding for ransom, maybe is demanding for money, bail money, which you of course you believe that he wants to use that to extort money from you, then you have the right to petition to the police authority. You have the right to report that officer, and definitely an action will be taken against that officer. But because people are so much in a hurry, people are always afraid. You even see what the complaint we normally hear about some of the police officers is that some police officers even follow defendants to ATM to withdraw money for their own selfish interest, not for anybody. They are not giving money to anybody. They are not giving money to the police, Nigeria police. It's for their own purposes. They are using that position to intimidate people. They are using that position to intimidate people because they know that you are ignorant of your laws. Even if you have a lawyer, there are some defendants or the families of the defendant will not even listen to you if you ask them not to pay kobo to any police officer, or if you ask them not to give any kobo to a police officer. They will think that you are trying to punish them, whereas you are telling them what is in place. So definitely, but if you know your right, police cannot detain you for more than necessary period. Either you spend money on the police or you don't spend money on the police. If you have committed an offense, and if the authority find out that you are to be taken to court, or maybe the complainant is insisting that he wants a case in court, the police have no choice than to take the case to court, because the police cannot determine who is guilty or not. The police duty is just to investigate a matter and prosecute. It is not for him to determine who is guilty or not. If you want your matter in court, the matter will go to court. Don't because of that give money to anybody. Giving money to that person, you are already violating the law. You are already violating the law of the land. You are also committing an offense. Like in a fundamental right, which everybody is entitled to, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. No one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. If you know all this, you will know that that police officer who is appointed to investigate a matter has no right to punish you for whatever reason, has no right to punish you, has no right to threaten you, has no right to torture you, has no right to harass you. Also, everyone has the right to the recognition everywhere as a person before the law. If you are before any police officer, he is already recognizing you as a person. He's already recognizing it's your right. That is a fundamental right. All are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protections of the law. Everyone has the right to an effective remedy by the competent national court for acts violating the fundamental right granted him by the Constitution or by law. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile. Like for instance, some people always complain that, oh, I was sleeping, I was in my room, I was this, I was that, I was coming from a party. Before the man or the police officer raid us, there is nothing called raiding. There's freedom of movement. If any police officer should raid you, probably maybe you are coming from somewhere, maybe you are in your home, you are in your house, you are being raided, you have to identify yourself to the police. You have to tell the police who you are. The police has the right to ask you who you are because of what is happening these days. So the police has the right to ask you who are you, and you identify yourself with your identity card. If you don't have an ID, then you let him know that this is who you are. You make sure you convince the police officer. But if he insisted that he's not convinced and probably maybe he's arresting you because so that they can get some money from you, don't worry, go with him, but make sure you contact your family. And if you have a lawyer, contact your lawyer, tell your lawyer where you are, or anybody of your own choice. I've said it previously, you have the right to have a consultation with your lawyer or anybody of your choice. But if you are not ignorant of these laws, nobody will be maltreating you. But because people are ignorant of their rights, and that's why they fall a victim of this torture and of this brutality. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile. Everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial court in the determination of his rights and obligations and of any criminal charge against him. Everyone charged with the penal offence has the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. If anyone is charged for a criminal offence, like as I've said before, you are presumed to be innocent until contrary is proved. For instance, I watched a program yesterday when the commissioner of police paraded some people, some boys, alleging them of gay, that they are gay, they are making love to themselves, boys making love to themselves and things like that. But I discovered so many things in that parading that even all these boys, most of them were even crying, and they are saying to the press that they are never gay, that they just came in and the police just came in and arrested them, and you can imagine such thing. They've not been convicted. The court has not pronounced them guilty, and the commissioner of police is already parading them to be a criminal. Now, if the court should set them free and they have already been paraded, how much will the commissioner of police or the inspector general of police pay back to these people for defamation of character, for destroying their names? Something you already know that these people have not been convicted, these people have not been taken to court because they are within your circle, because they are your custody. You are not bringing them out to parade them and to put them in the press as criminals. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is not right. This is very, very wrong. This is pure violations of fundamental human rights of citizens. And these are the things we'll be talking about. If the law says they are still presumed to be innocent, who are you as a police commissioner of police? And you are already telling the people that because you arrested them, because they have been arrested, so definitely that they are now guilty of the offence without being tried. So where is the fair hearing? Where is the fair hearing in this? My advice to the police is to change their attitude to the public, if truly they are friends to the public. They should not be in a hurry. They should not be in a hurry. Take these people to court. If you feel that there's something you find in them that can make you to prosecute them, take them to court. And if they are found guilty, it is then you'll be waiting so that the moment they are out of the court, then you take them back and parade them. Already they've been convicted. The court has pronounced them to be guilty, not for somebody that is still innocent. Can somebody do that to your own son? Can somebody do that to your own brother? Can somebody do such to your own sister? We should change our attitude to life. This is very, very bad. It's very, very bad, and I would not want a situation where the human rights body and the police in Nigeria will be dragging on issues, because very soon we might drag the police to court on this issue of violations of fundamental human rights of individuals, because everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. Everyone has the right to a nationality, men and women of full age, without any limitation due to race, nationality, or religion, have the right to marry, and to have a family. Everyone has the right to own property alone as well as in association with others. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his property. Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. All these fundamental rights are in place, sir. And that is why we are preaching to the people, to the police, to the Nigerian police, to please embrace the law. The constitution is mainly for everybody. The constitution of Nigeria is mainly for everyone. I have never seen a place where an individual creates his own constitution. So please, the constitution is there for you to follow. And that is my submission, sir. Sir? Yeah, thank you. Like as I've said before, the issue of police killing everyone or anybody, it is wrong. Police don't have the right to kill any suspect. Even if it's an armed robber, confirmed armed robber, it's still an allegation. It is still presumed. That person is still presumed to be innocent until the contrary is proved. No one has the right to take anybody's life. Like as I said everyone has the right to life. Everyone has the right to life. Nobody has the right to take anybody's life. Okay, taking somebody's life, like we said that in SARS, that a lot of people died. They kill a lot, so many people. They kill so many alleged robbers without court order, without convicting them, without taking them to court, without denying them of hearing, without allowing them to follow, without following the due process. Is that justified? It's just justified. My dear brother, we need to make sure our police attitude change to life, because they are part and parcel of everyone. Like I've said before, they are like husband and wife to people. We cannot do without the police, and the police cannot do without us. So we do things in common. We are always together. We are always together. We are always together. And that is why we are appealing to the Nigerian police to please assist the public to curb the excesses of their men. It is too alarming. It is too much. It is too much. They are disgracing the Nigerian police. If there are bad eggs among the police, please, police authority should find something to do about it. A police officer is not supposed to personalize things. But in this country, you will find out that most of our police officers, they are most or less businessmen. They personalize cases. Some will even organize themselves to go out to raid in the name of getting some money. Some will even beg for cases. Why? This is rubbish. This is not done. And I will not appreciate if the Nigerian police authorities cannot stop this parading of suspects. They still call them suspects. Why parading them? Why are you parading these people, those that are still innocent? Sometimes I will learn that some police officers will even put ammunition guns in front of some suspect, parading them that they got all this from them. By the time everyone is believing that the Nigerian police tells a lot of lies, then are we not in trouble? Because nobody will believe them anymore. Yes. Yeah, it's okay. Yes, sir. Well, in the situation where somebody is taken to court, once it's taken to court, an IPO, of course, is already investigating the matter. There's an IPO that is appointed to investigate that matter. It is the IPO that will go to court to testify against that person. And if the IPO have no good evidence in court, or it does not have anything to prove that that person is one thing, of course, it's the law. Court is a temple of justice. It's not a place where anybody can just come and misbehave, or a place where you can lie. Because if you come to court to lie, it's perjury, which of course it can you can say it a jail term. So it's not a place where you can just come to court and lie against anybody. There are some people, police will even make sure there are witnesses that are not supposed to come to court to come and testify against somebody that has not committed an offense. This is wrong. This is wrong. And courts are there to see who and who is lying, to see who and who has committed this offense. It's not for the court to just sit down and say I want to cooperate with anyone. It is only court in Nigeria that have discovered, not because of my profession, not because as a human rights advocate, that they are afraid and they caution themselves. It's only the judges and the magistrate caution themselves for not collecting bribe. I'm not saying all of them are innocent. I'm not saying all of them are saints, but at least 85% or 90% of the judges and magistrates in our court today, we can still beat our chest on them. They are the one doing a wonderful job in this country, and we are employing all the police officers, the senior police officers, to do the same. If a commissioner of police don't know the implication of parading innocent people before taking to court, then where are we going? Where are we going, sir? That means we have nowhere to go, and we don't know what we are doing in our country. That means police are threat to the nation. It's okay, sir. Okay. If they want to get me, if anybody is being detained unlawfully, or maybe you are detained, because if you are detained by the police, that doesn't mean you are guilty of the offense. My phone number is 080 236 84314. Once again, 080 236 84314. And please, I am appealing to each and every one of you to be law abiding. Do not allow anybody to mislead you. Do not allow anybody to torture you. Do not give bribe to anybody. There is nothing called bail money. There is nothing called bail money. Thank you so much, and God bless.